Adam Dobrowolski here with men's soccer head coach Dennis Bohn. This is going to be the first wave of recruits coming up for the class of 2023. Coach, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Adam.
And we're going to talk about for this first wave, 5 players obviously here in November, that first wave. Still more to come for this class, but your thoughts overall so far, the 5 who have committed here to Lafayette?
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited. A pretty diverse group, ethnically, geographically, positionally. So it's just a lot of guys that we've been in contact, been recruiting for a number of months now. And so for this new early signing period in November to happen, we're excited to wrap it up.
Also a good mix of field players, whether it's center back, whether it's players up in attack, players more of a midfielder, maybe two-way role. Overall, though, obviously you have a situation with 3 seniors graduating this year and then trying to income new players in the class. The versatility of the group to have at different positions in the field, how is that going to help the program moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to give us more depth, more competition in all the different position groups. We're excited to, not having a ton of seniors on the team. We're still looking to improve and develop guys, and so we feel like these 5 young men are going to come in and help push the rest of the group as well.
Well, let's start off with the recruits. We have 2 from Florida who play for the same club, for the Davie United Sharks. We'll start things off with more of an attacking-minded midfielder, Benjy Gross. Interesting story with him. He has both Brazilian and Argentinian background, which should make things interesting for his family. But does that impact his flair at all in terms of how he approaches the ball at the pitch or on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very creative attacking center mid, both with that background of his parents, but even come from Florida, a little more of a technical style down in that area of the country. But he's also got a grit and a toughness and an energy that we're happy and excited about as well. So we think he's going to bring what we might need in the offensive side, but also understand some of the values that we have as a program in regard to work ethic.
Grossi brings some experience high school as a state champion, all-state, all-region. Obviously the club ball as well. Mentioned with him, his teammate David Mizrahi. Interesting dynamic to have 2 guys from the same club. How have they worked together in terms of those 2, but how might that kind of help to pan out while working together here at Lafayette?
Yeah, I mean, they're very good friends. They train together. They play together in the same club. Davie United was one of my favorite club teams from that age bracket. They again have a style that I was excited about when I watched them play, and for us to get 2 of them to come to school together here at Lafayette is awesome. David is a little bit more of a holding midfielder, a little bit deeper lying than Benjy, but still brings a lot of that same technical ability that we value, as well as a responsibility on the defensive and work ethic side that we think will make him a good fit.
Does he remind you of any current player on the team?
I mean, he could maybe a cross between like a Nick Hazel and a Ryan Goncalves. He can sit and hold and help build out of the back, but he can also push forward and get into the attack, when the time arises. So he's again a guy that'll give us some depth and competition in the midfield, no doubt.
Guy who might have a similar role in terms of where he's at on the field, Leo Hecht. He's from right over next state, over in the east, New Jersey, actually from my area, West Windsor, Plainsboro South, also working with Match Fit Club. What does he bring to the pitch that might be different from any of the other 4 recruits?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Leo's versatility. I mean, he can play centrally, he can play out wide midfield. We think he's got the work ethic and the toughness to also possibly develop into a good attacking outside back. So just young man that we've been in contact with for years now, from different situations, camps and different tournaments. His family and he have been on campus numerous times with being geographically not too far away. So he was a kid who thought Lafayette was his choice a while ago, and we knew he was going to be a great fit.
Well, his experience club-wise, how would you assess? Obviously, he worked a little bit in development with the New York Red Bulls, now at Match Fit. That club experience, how has that helped out his game?
Yeah, I mean, he has a wealth of experience at the youth level. He did want to play high school soccer this year, so he did leave the academy system and went back to a club team because he really wanted to, as a senior, play high school soccer. And so, that's something I respect and value. I know he's having a good high school season, so he's a kid who has got a great deal of experience in all levels.
I believe he's been able to score at least in 8 games at the time of this interview, according to NJ.com. Looking similar area, just a state up north, New York, John Ford. He's a player who's been working on the academy with Gotchi. Team high 13 goals in the most recent campaign for the U17 club. John, what does he bring in terms of his attacking mindset that might be something that is both similar and different to recent players here in this program?
Yeah, I mean, he's a forward. He's a forward that can play centrally, he can play out wide, whether we're playing 2 up top or 3 up top. He's a goal scorer, as you stated. He scored 13 goals in academy last year, which was getting double digits at that level is a pretty strong number. So he's shown a quality to be able to finish. And we've recruited Long Island really well in the past, and we feel like Jonathan's going to be another one of those guys from that area of the country that's going to come here and do great things.
I'll ask the same question as I asked before. Is there anyone recently who might bring you a little bit of a reminiscent touch in terms of what John brings?
No, I mean, he's a little bit unique. He's a guy who can beat people 1v1, but he's also got a knack for getting in the box off the ball as well and finishing goals. So we're excited about his ability and his versatility, again, to play centrally as well as maybe out wide. And he's just a really talented, hardworking kid who I think will fit in really well.
And for our 5th recruit, Jack Needham, he's had experience out in California near San Francisco with St. Ignatius. Now he moves to New England area in terms of Avon Old Farms, also club ball with Black Rock. Very experienced player, very successful player in terms of what he brings to the pitch, but he's going to be figured to be potential battle here for a center back role this upcoming season. So your thoughts on him?
Yeah, with only one senior starter, Joe DiStefano, being a center back, we're bringing in some players in this class that can hopefully come in and compete for that position, and we feel like Jack is one of those guys. Yes, experience back home. His parents are from California, so he's a San Fran kid, but came out here to the East Coast for prep school last year, so he'll have 2 years at Avon Old Farm in a really high-level prep school league, and he's strong, physical, intense, Patriot League kind of central defender, but he's also, like the boys from Florida, comes from an area where there's a little bit more technique in the nicer weather, so he grew up in California, so he brings a little bit of East Coast toughness, but a little bit of California skill too.
And Jack also ranked in the top 10 in his prep school league so far with what he's done in the center back role. Overall, to close things out, Coach, obviously you expect the recruiting class to be bigger, but to start off with these 5, how does that help just to get the ball rolling, so to say, in terms of what to look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great momentum for us. We still, are still working on the class, but with the early signing period, to get these 5 guys locked up and get them signed is huge for the program. Hopefully some momentum to give some motivation to some other recruits in their class that want to come play with these guys. But, we love their talent, we love their academics, we love their character, and we really think they're going to bring some really positive things to the program next year as we bring back a lot of players, but I think these 5 guys can play right away as well.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Coach.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it.
And again, here head coach Dennis Bohn, Adam Dobrowolski here for men's soccer class of 2023 here on the Lafayette Sports Network.